Okay, everyone, welcome to the Facebook 101 Breakout, Getting Started, presented by Jackie Tortora, which is me. You can find me on Twitter, Jackie Tortora. I run the blog and also manage our social media program along with Danielle Hatchett, our social media specialist, who some of you may have met yesterday during our webinar. So before we get started, I want to talk to you about what is 1U. The AFLCIO, with all our affiliates, state feds, central labor councils, and locals, has one of the biggest online and social media programs. We've done a great job getting started, but digital changes fast, and it's important to keep updated on our training and best practices, which is why we think these digital trainings are very important. We're calling these trainings #1U because it's a hashtag for any union conversations on Twitter. If you're not on Twitter yet, that's totally okay. Make sure to take our Twitter 101 class on May 29th. But there is already a conversation happening online about unions, and we want every member of the labor movement to be a part of it. Our objective today, we're going to learn how to set up personal group and Facebook fan pages, and then towards the end, I'm going to give you some tips on posting engaging content that inspires actions to produce measurable results. In the Social Media 101 training, we discussed a variety of social media platforms unions and the broader labor movement are using to engage with people online. Today, we're going to dive headfirst into Facebook, which is the largest social media network with more than 1 billion active users each month. If you're hoping to amplify your social reach online, Facebook is a great place to start. We're going to look at how to set up a personal account, a Facebook group, and take an in-depth look at Facebook pages. And this is just a quick update of our agenda. All right, getting started. So we have groups, and we have fan pages, and we have personal pages. If you're a little confused, don't worry, you're not alone. There is a Facebook page that suits your needs. I'm sure maybe a lot of you are already using Facebook personally, but haven't dipped into the groups or Facebook pages, so that's exactly what we're going to cover today. So before you decide what you want to do on Facebook, you need to determine what you're hoping to accomplish. Are you mainly interested in commenting and sharing union and other progressive organizations' pages? Do you want to host private, semi-private, or public discussions on a specific topic? Or do you want a platform where you can engage a wide group of people about your state fed, CLC, or union? So starting off, before you do anything else on Facebook, you do need a personal page. These are for individuals. They are not meant for groups. Connections on personal pages are your friends. The average user has around 130 friends, but you can have up to 5,000 friends. You can set privacy levels that determine how much of your info you share with contacts or publicly. You can send and receive private messages to your contacts. You can create and join groups on Facebook fan pages. And this is an example of a personal fan page. This is AFT President Randy Weingarten. She's a resident Twitter guru. She has a great following and a great voice on Twitter. But this is just an example of what a personal page does look like. You can see that it has her name. She has friends and photos, and this is a personal page. Next, we're going to go a little bit into Facebook groups. Once you have a personal Facebook fan page, you can join and start Facebook groups. These are ideal for a group of people who want to discuss a very particular topic. The wall posts show up on group members' news feeds. You can set privacy levels to open, closed, or secret. You can share documents, photos, and converse with others in the group. You can also create events. One important thought. Facebook groups are really great for people who don't have the ability or the authority to run a public Facebook fan page. But if you want to keep in touch with a group of people, whether it's volunteers, apprentices, or other constituency groups, a Facebook group might make sense for you. All right, and now going into Facebook fan pages. Should you create a Facebook fan page? Facebook fan pages are for public figures, organizations, national unions, local, state feds, and other central labor councils. People that like your page, we're going to call those people fans. All right, so before we jump into all these things, you do need to sign up for a personal Facebook account. All you need to create a Facebook account is a name, birthday. You need to identify your gender, provide an email address, and a password of your choice. You can go to facebook.com to sign up. Once you have an account, you can start sending friend requests. Facebook will link people in your email address book to people already on Facebook, so that's a huge help getting your friend base started. It shouldn't be too hard to find those people that you already know. You also want to make sure that when you sign up for Facebook, you want to start sending out friend requests, because those will be the people that you invite to your page in your group. All right, so once you have a Facebook personal page, you can go on to create groups and fan pages. So we're going to go into how you create a Facebook group. So on the left-hand side, you will see a toolbar, and you'll see a little wheel in the corner. You see the home bar right there. That's where you click first. And then you'll see that Create Group is on the left-hand side. It's under the Groups section. There's a little green plus sign, and you click on there to create your group. Next, you give your group a name. You can choose whatever name you want. I would make that as specific as possible so people can find your group. Then you can start inviting people. Members, that will be people that you have already made contact with on Facebook, some of your friends. So Facebook will actually offer you people that you already know to invite them to this group. That's the name, and that's how you invite people. Next, you're going to set your privacy settings. You can choose open, which is open to anyone. You can choose closed, where people have to request to be joined or added to the group. Or you can choose secret, which is anyone can join, but they have to be added by the moderator. So it's really up to you what level of privacy you want on these groups. Then, ta-da, your group is live. You can share documents, you can share photos, you can start conversing with people in your group. These are not as popular as Facebook fan pages, but they are an option for you if you cannot run a Facebook fan page. All right, creating a Facebook fan page. I'm sure that's what a lot of you are interested in. So to do that, you're going to log into your personal account. You're going to click on the little wheel icon in the top right-hand corner, or you can just go straight to this URL right here. I'll show you what this looks like in a second. Then you're going to choose Advertise on Facebook. Having fun yet? So if you're going in to create a page, this is your page. You see the little wheel in the top right-hand corner. You're going to click on that. Then you're going to scroll down to Advertise on Facebook. Once you click on Advertise on Facebook, you're going to click on Create a Page. Next, you're going to choose company, organization, or institution. We normally advise people to choose nonprofit organization, but there may be other options in the list that you think are more applicable. Then you create your Facebook page name. For the purposes of this, I chose a fake Facebook account called Go Union. That's going to be the name of our fake page for the purposes of this. You're going to agree to the terms and conditions and click Get Started. All right, we're almost there. Now you need to fill in the page description, the website, and verify that your organization is an actual organization. Filling in your informational section is an absolute must. A description and a website will help others find your amazing page that you're creating. You're doing great. We're almost there. Next, you'll need to add a photo. You'll need a square avatar for your profile pic. All right, you might be thinking, avatar, what is that? That might be a little confusing, but avatar is social media speak for a square profile picture. This will be essential for all your social properties moving forward and building your consistent online brand. This is good for Twitter, Instagram, YouTube, Flickr. All of these social media platforms require a square avatar. Next, you're going to choose your custom URL. You want this to be the name of your organization, group, or local. Do not skip this part. It is very important to have a very nice looking URL for your Facebook page. Okay, I said we were almost there before. We have a few more steps. You're going to skip the advertising step for now. That's something that's a little more advanced. And congrats, you have your Facebook page. It did not take too many steps to get it, but there is a lot of things that you need to do to populate the page. Next, you're going to add a timeline cover photo to tell everyone sort of what you're about and give people an idea of what your organization does. You can take a minute to admire these great timeline cover photos from the labor movement. Our power in the labor movement is people and our stories. So take advantage of that when you're envisioning a Facebook timeline cover photo. You can see National Nurses United has a photo of their members, IBEW did the same thing, and Working America has a picture of people at a rally. So those are pretty powerful cover photos. Next, you're going to add some tabs. Now, these aren't terribly important because people don't usually click on those, but you do want to have them filled out just for aesthetic purposes. So some of the default options are photos, events, and videos. You can add those by clicking on the little arrow next to those little square buttons. Then you want to kind of explore the back end. You can edit your settings. To edit your page and make updates, you click on the Edit Page in your admin panel. In your settings, you can give other people admin permissions to post as the page. You can change your email notifications if you're getting too many and you don't want that. You can also change your basic info, when your organization was founded, where you are on a map. All those things are really important. You can even get resources and help from Facebook. So take some time in the back end to familiarize yourself with what you want to update and edit. This is what the back end looks like. You can see you have settings, you can manage permission, you can update your basic information. You can also get resources from Facebook, which is really helpful. They have a Pages Help Center, which I would highly recommend you look at when you're starting your page. So I know I've talked about a lot of things. I've talked about timeline covers, tabs, your avatar. If you just do a simple Google search of the Facebook Dimensions cheat sheet, you can find a lot of really helpful resources, and this shows you what the pixels are for the ideal size for your Facebook cover photo, for your avatar, and for your tabs. So it's really helpful. If you have any questions or want me to send you the link, you can email me at jtortora@aflcio.org, or you can send me a tweet, and that's @JackieTortora. All right, community guidelines. This is really important. You'll want to decide on community guidelines, post them in your info section, and stick to your guns on following through. I highly recommend moderating the page and banning those who do not follow these guidelines. We'll talk more about that later. And if you don't know where to start, you can just copy and paste the guidelines from the AFL-CIO main page. We're more than happy to share those with you. All right, so now what? You have your Facebook page. You've hopefully populated it with photos and got your timeline photo. You got your avatar. Hopefully you've uploaded a few photos into the album and maybe a video or two. So now you have to tell people that you have a Facebook page. What you can do is you can invite some of your friends on Facebook. That's a perfect place to start. What I like to encourage people to do is add your Facebook URL and icon to your email signature. You can see in the bottom left-hand corner, I have links to some of our social media outlets, especially Facebook. It's really important. And also make sure your Facebook icon that links to your Facebook page is on your website. And I used an example from Ask Me. Also, another thing you can do to get a little bit of exposure starting off is you can act as your page and comment and like on other people's pages. So what that means is you're going to go to your Facebook page and you're going to again see that little wheel. If you click down, you're going to see the option to use Facebook as, and you can see I have two pages. We're going to use Facebook as the AFL-CIO because that's my page. And now I am the AFL-CIO. I am not Jackie Tortora and I'm on Facebook. So I can go to other union pages. So here I went to the Amalgamated Transit Unions page. I liked them as my page. So when people come to my Facebook page, they will see that the AFL-CIO liked all of these other organizations. And also leave a comment. I would be very strategic with your comments. You want to be authentic. You do not want to spam. Make sure you actually read the posts and aren't simply telling people to come and like your page. All right, now we're going to talk about the Facebook newsfeed and some tips for moving forward on what you should be posting on Facebook. The Facebook newsfeed is how people will see updates from your page. When a person logs into his or her Facebook account, they're going to see the home newsfeed, which highlights activities from friends, family, and other pages they've already liked. Very few people actually choose to visit pages they've liked previously without being prompted to do so, which is why you want your content to scream, "Look at me," especially when it's competing with pictures of puppies and babies. So here's just a little example of that. I mean, if you're looking at your newsfeed, what grabs your attention? This link with this tiny little photo? Or this really awesome large photo with really exciting words? And now a little dose of a reality check. Before you run off and start posting every link from your website, remember this important fact. An average of only 16% of people that liked your page will see updates from you in their newsfeed, which is their home screen. But Facebook will reward you for posting good content. This is why you must be strategic. You want to plan out your content and figure out the best way to present it. If it's something really important, you don't want to post a long, ugly link that doesn't pull in a photo. Square, beautiful photos and images with text overlay perform very well on Facebook. People on Facebook also like inspirational quotes and content that is positive. And when I say don't spam, I mean don't post for the sake of posting. Start off with posting 2 or 3 times a day. If you have really great content, it's fine to do more, but watch how many unlikes you get. Keep your text short. Nothing ruins a great image more than excessive intro text or even text over the photo. Remember, people have short attention spans. Keep it simple. If you do share a link along with an image, use a bit.ly or custom URL shortener. Facebook loves square graphics. The reason I emphasize square is because Facebook cuts off edges of rectangular photos that you post on your wall. Here are just some of the things that I found are very successful on our AFLCIO page that you might find helpful as well. Union-made shopping lists for holidays and graphics are always extremely popular. Labor 411 and Union Plus are great resources for these Facebook graphics and lists, and you can also take them from our AFLCIO Facebook page and other groups that are posting them. Also, show a little bit of your Union Pride. Union Pride posts do extremely well on Facebook. Here's an example of a post we did last week about the iron workers lifting the final spire on top of the World Trade Center 1. We just asked people to click like if they're proud to have union workers rebuilding the World Trade Center, and they did. We had over 4,949 likes. Humor is always a selling point on Facebook and social media in general. Union members are taking back the word thug in a very fun way. Just Google search Hug a Thug for some more fun ideas. Now that we've gone over some of the stuff people are liking and sharing on Facebook, we can get to the action part and why we do this. Now that you've primed people to like and share your posts, your engagement goes up. Facebook rewards pages with high engagement and will show more of your posts to your fans. You can use all this activity to encourage people to take action. As you can see, and for those of you that were on the webinar yesterday, this comp time bill post got more than 4,200 Facebook shares on our page alone, and that includes a link to the action petition. The New York State AFL-CIO generated more than 1 million impressions on Facebook, garnered 400 new Facebook fans, 1,600 new email signups, and added 150 new numbers to their text list, generated 1,000 calls to Congress, and 4,000 faxes sent to state reps. Prior to this major action, the New York State AFL-CIO had been investing time in posting good, shareable content on its Facebook page, which is why the reach was so successful on top of this timely subject matter. One important thought. Don't worry about running off and creating your own content, especially if you've never done it before. Share existing content. Upload successful photos that have gotten lots of shares and likes from fellow unions and progressive groups. Just be sure to @tag them for credit, and I'll show you an example of what I mean. Here's an example of the AFL-CIO sharing an Upworthy image with our fans. To tag the content creator, you place an @ before the page name, and the page will pop up and be linked to in your post. Here's a few more posting tips. Think about posting breaking news even when you don't have an awesome graphic queued up. Posting a simple text post or a link when the news is breaking is a great way to generate activity on your page. If you want to share a link, I'd recommend using a bit.ly or custom URL shortener, especially if you're coupling that with a gorgeous image. Asking people to click share or like, never ask for both at the same time, will help boost engagement. You can see on the election night, we asked people to click like to congratulate President Obama and VP Joe Biden, and they did. We got almost 10,000 likes. That was pretty exciting. You want to jump on trending items and movements as you see them grow online. When the Supreme Court was hearing arguments on DOMA and Prop 8, Facebook erupted with folks changing their profile pictures to the red marriage equality sign. Look for trends in social media and pop culture and figure out how to get a piece of it. Do this quickly though, because if you're too late, you will look out of touch. All right, and just to kind of cover the dreaded internet troll. For those of you who have never heard that term before, it's a very popular term. It's a person whose sole purpose in life is to seek out arguments with people on the internet, especially over trivial issues, or someone from the opposition that is just parking on your page and annoying everyone that is there. Best advice, do not feed the troll. If someone is spouting every line in the ALEC handbook and is bashing unions left and right, just delete their comments and ban the user. It is not worth your time or sanity. A quick little tip, how to hide, delete, and ban people or comments that you don't like. If you see an offending comment on your page, mouse over to the right-hand side, click on the X. You can either hide the comment, delete it, report it if it is threatening, and then you can choose to ban the user. All right, time for questions. I know we went through this pretty quick, so hope you guys have some questions for me.